I look at taking a vaccination as part of the social contract. You take the vaccine to protect those around you.
By no means was I an anti-vaxxer. I've had flu vaccines in the past and they were fine.
The vaccine rollout was a turning point in the COVID pandemic.
The feeling was that 2 doses would give you some good protection. The chances of getting a serious or severe adverse event or reaction are very, very rare.
But they did happen.
At that stage, I was 48 years old, navigating the world on a walking frame.
And it was horrific.
And the government set up a so-called safety net.
It was really designed to support trust in the rollout and increase uptake and appropriately compensate anyone that had a serious side effect.
Administered by Services Australia, the vaccine claim scheme was sold as a simple and quick process for compensation. But since its closure a year ago, hundreds of claims remain unresolved, with allegations the process has been cruel and highly complex.
For me right now, I don't see an end in sight.
Approaching her mid-50s, Kathleen's life is nothing what she thought it would be.
Like I said to my cardiologist, the last meeting we had, when we talked about this new medication, like, okay, so what if it doesn't work? What happens then? And he was honest and he said, I don't know.
In the past few years, the once successful florist has had 9 heart surgeries and suffers multiple debilitating complications after receiving 2 doses of the Pfizer vaccine. She applied for compensation through the scheme in February 2023.
I never thought when I first went down that track that I would be staring down the barrel of 2.5 years, and I'm still waiting. What a nightmare.
Dylan, have you got a minute?
Kathleen hired Tanya Nielsen to help her navigate the scheme.
So we're assisting in excess of 150 people with legitimate claims. There is no time frame for them to provide a decision, and we often see claims sit with the scheme for 2 or 3 years before a decision's made. And of course, for people that are suffering harm, that's really, really problematic.
To successfully receive compensation, an applicant must pass 4 rounds of scrutiny, from having an acknowledged adverse reaction to external and internal medical and legal reviews.
I've never come across a scheme that is as complex and problematic as the COVID scheme. There's no external right of review with the scheme, and it places a really significant evidentiary burden on applicants. They have to prove over and over again that the injury is ongoing when it is, and that they require support and care and medication, and that they cannot work.
How many times can you ask the same question? And you do feel crazy. I feel unhinged because I'm desperate. I'm broke. And I should not be. I should not be in this position. I shouldn't be wondering if I'm going to be able to pay my rent next month. I'm 54 years of age, for fuck's sake. You know, I worked my whole life. I had a great, great business. I should not be in this position.
I'm one of the lucky ones that got to the end of the scheme.
This routine is part of Chris's new life, a weekly transfusion to prevent his autoimmune system from attacking his nerves, the result of his reaction to the AstraZeneca vaccine.
We started that process of gathering the information to make a claim in March of 2022. Medical reports, costs of medication, proof of employment, proof of salary, occupational therapist reports, specialist reports. From the day that we submitted it to the day that I got an offer of compensation was 498 days.
In that time, he admits he felt like giving up.
It was really cruel. And look, my view on the way that the scheme was administered was that there were people waiting for me to either go away because it was too hard or pass away.
When Chris finally received his offer, it was so complicated he needed the assistance of a taxation barrister, who told him 1/3 of his settlement would be taxed.
No amount of money is ever going to give me back what I've lost. You know, I've lost a 30-year career. The relationship with my wife and my children has changed. The relationship with my wider family has changed. So it's just very hard to put my head around any situation where someone has hurt you and has been asked to make a settlement, and then they get to go, here's your settlement, but I'm taking 1/3 of it back.
Tanya outlined that issue as one of several concerns in a letter of complaint penned to Health Minister Mark Butler and received a response from his office last fortnight.
With the scheme having closed, changes to the scheme policy are not under consideration.
What do you make of that?
That's just terrible. It's terrible for those that have suffered harm and that are waiting and that have no other right of obtaining compensation.
Of the almost 5,000 claims received, half have been denied. Around 1/10 have been approved, sharing payouts of more than $40 million. But some people have withdrawn their claims in the process, more than 1,000, and 722 remain unresolved. Services Australia's General Manager said they're committed to supporting vulnerable Australians and take our duty of care seriously. And the Health Department confirmed it will start a feasibility study looking into a new ongoing no-faults vaccines claim scheme, with some advice expected early next year.
These vaccines do work, they're effective and safe, so the goal will be to learn from the COVID claims scheme, to learn from other international schemes so that we come up with the correct, accurate, working well, efficient scheme for Australia.
To have confidence in vaccines, I think the Australian population needs to see a robust, appropriate vaccine compensation system that legitimately supports people who have suffered harm and require support.
I think it would be the right thing for you to sit down and take this seriously and help these people.
They'll tell you where your flaws in your system are, because we're the ones that are on the receiving end of it.